Today we're going to talk about a few retouching techniques, color adjustments, and you're going to submit your work at the end of class as a PSD, and it's going to look a little something like this. I'll explain more in just a minute. So let's talk about some retouching techniques. So here we have, I think his name is G Dragon. He's very popular. I guess he just performed on Friday maybe. So what we're gonna do, because he came down with a bad case of chicken pox, we're gonna get rid of them using the spot healing brush tool, and then we're gonna use the healing brush tool and patch tool to get rid of this little scar. So let's start with the spot healing brush tool. So the way it works is you're gonna wanna zoom in right over where maybe the discoloration is, and you can see how the circle is right over the area that we want to get rid of. You're gonna simply click once and it disappears like magic. So I'm going to hold spacebar and you can shift around while that tool is still selected. I'm going to click right over it. Bam, gone. Let's do a few more. So this is easy if you have like, I don't know, acne or like discolorations that maybe you want to get rid of. And you'll see if I make the diameter a little bit small, let's make it like this size. It looks weird, right? So what you're going to do, that doesn't look right. You're going to want to make sure the diameter covers the area that you want to retouch just by a little bit. Beautiful. All right. So he's got this scar that we want to get rid of as well, right? We're going to right click on the spot healing brush tool and we're going to select the patch tool. And so what I'm going to do is I'm clicking and holding down the left mouse button and I'm sort of creating a selection right around the edge. And it's going to make a selection, and when it does, what we're going to do now is click on the center and we're going to click and drag and we're going to pull away, and when we do and release and Command D, all of a sudden it's gone. That looks pretty cool. We're going to leave him with that one chicken pox because we don't want him to feel too good about himself. You know what I'm saying? Alright, so now we know how the spot healing brush tool works. Now what we're going to do is we're going to talk about color correction. So this is a great photo, but what we can do is if we press Command M, what we can do is Command M or go to Image, Adjust, Curves. You're going to pull up this little window. We're going to create a slight S-curve. And when we do, the lights are going to become a little bit lighter and the darks are going to become a little bit darker. So if we leave it right there, let's see the before and after. So this is the after. Before is dark, the after it's a little bit lighter, it's a little bit more vibrant, and it's subtle. It might be hard to see, but the difference is really there. So again, Command M or go to Image, Adjust, Curves, and it's a super slight S curve. So I'm pulling up in the upper right hand corner, and I'm pulling down in the lower left hand corner. Beautiful. All right, so what are my expectations for you today? You're going to be applying the retouching techniques, Command M to curves. We're going to be subtle. We're going to go into our Picasso web albums. You're going to click Actions, Download Photo. Great. And let's open that up in Photoshop. We know we always go to Actions, Download, because that's going to give us the high-res image. Let's jump to Downloads. All right. Okay, so let's go to 100%. Nice. So what we're going to do is here we have a nice image of Tiffany. We're going to use the magnetic lasso. We're going to go along the edge, and you're going to want to select a photo where you're not playing the guitar or doing some crazy move. Just a nice one with where you're smiling, because what we're going to do is you're going to submit your PSD to me, and I'm going to create a archive of all of your cutouts so that you can access anyone else's cutouts in the class and they can access yours, and it's going to make future projects far more efficient. So we've got most of her body. So now what we need to do is sort of go into her head right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click on the elliptical marquee, because if we're using the magnetic lasso and I'm going along the edge, sometimes it can be a little bit tricky to get a really nice selection. So right here it's not super bad. But if we wanted to create a little bit more of a smooth selection, for example, right here, if we use the elliptical marquee, oops, and make sure that it's on the add to selection function, I'm going to click and drag, and when I do, we're getting a nice smooth selection. All right. And let's go back to the polygonal lasso. It's under the magnetic. I'm going to add to, and we can create nice straight lines. I'm going to use the polygonal lasso to take off some selections. There we go. And I'm going to go in and get rid of a little bit of this green. And there's lots of different ways to get rid of hair, but this is a pretty easy way. Okay, great. Let's pretend we did an amazing job. Let's pretend this was an amazing job. We're going to press Command C, File New. Let me do it again. You're going to press Command C once you got the perfect selection. File New. You're going to press OK. Command V. Okay, we're not done. Now we're going to do, as I said a second ago, we're going to do Command M or go to Image Adjusts Curves. We're going to make the lights a little bit lighter, the darks just a little bit darker. Beautiful. And if we needed to retouch, we could. If we want to go in and get rid of some of this green, there's a couple different ways to do it. But if you press E, make sure the hardness is all the way up, and I'm going to drop the diameter down to like 3 pixels, and I'm going in and we want no green. So I'm going to go along the edge, make sure there's no green. All right, so we're almost done. You're going to now double click on the background layer. Once we did retouching, once we did curves, you're going to then, once we unlock the background layer, you're going to drag it to the garbage can, and you're going to have something that looks a little bit like this. We've got the checkered background in the back. You're going to save this as file, save as. You're going to save it as first name, last name. So, or first name Tiffany, cutout. You're going to save it as a Photoshop file. You're going to press save. So it's going to be one layer with that checkered background with nice selections. You're going to have no green. You're going to submit it to the cutout assignment in Google Classroom. I can't wait to see your work. Good luck.